ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
The next periodic property is oxidation states. This is one of the important feature or characteristic of atom of an element. How can you define the word oxidation states or oxidation numbers? Oxidation state may be defined as the apparent charge of an atom in a molecule. The apparent charge of an atom in a molecule is referred as oxidation state or oxidation number. What is the sense of charge that appears on atom in a molecule? Just like the human beings, each and every atom associated with certain charge in a molecule. That may be positive charge, that may be negative charge, whatever it may be. And each and every atom appears with certain charge. That charge is nothing but oxidation state. Take for example, let us consider HCl. Let us consider HCl. In this hydrogen chloride molecule, hydrogen atom appears with a certain charge, that is plus X. In the same way, chlorine appears with exactly opposite charge, then only the molecule survives, otherwise no possibility, no chance. So, here the charge of chlorine is equal to minus Y. Minus Y. What is the reason for the appearance of the charges with opposite charges? Here this is the HCl molecule. There is no charge on the molecule. And here the molecule is almost all neutral. So, whatever the charges that appears on the atoms, by summing we should get the zero value, means the molecule should be neutral. Otherwise that is considered as the polyatomic ion. Take for example, HClO4, this is molecule. Here there is no charge for this. Total sum of the charges is equal to 0. Then that is represented as molecule. Here the same species can be represented as ClO4 minus ion. And here 4 oxygen atoms, 1 chlorine atom is present. Totally 5 atoms are present. But unfortunately, there is a negative charge which is related to the ion as a whole. Here 1 chlorine atom, 4 oxygen atoms are there. Now this is not represented as molecule. This is represented as ion that appears with a negative charge. Whatever it may be, that may be ion or molecule, whatever it may be, each and every atom associated with a certain charge. And the charge that appears an atom in a molecule is known as oxidation states. Right. But what about the important features of oxidation states or important points related to oxidation states? Here oxidation state of an atom may be positive or negative. And oxidation state of an atom may be as a whole number, or in fractions. That may be as a whole number or fractions. The oxidation state of atom of an element in free state is equal to 0. Oxidation state of atom of an element in free state is equal to 0. But in combined state, that may be either positive or negative. That may be positive or negative. The maximum oxidation state shown by atom of an element is equal to its group number. The maximum oxidation state shown by atom of an element is equal to group number. And in combined state, an atom may be exhibit either positive or negative oxidation states. But here in free state, the oxidation state of atom of an element is equal to 0. And next one, here the oxidation state of an atom may be as a whole number or in the fractional values. Oxidation state of atom of an element may be positive or negative. These are all the important features, right? But in case of periodic table, the elements with general oxidation state 0 and general valency means combining capacity 0 are noble gases. The general oxidation state of noble gases is equal to 0. The general valency of the noble gases is equal to 0 means they don't have combining capacity with other elements. And in case of representative elements, from 1st A to 5th A group elements, general oxidation state is equal to group number. In case of 6th, 7th and 0 group elements, the general oxidation state is equal to G minus 8. And in case of D block elements, the general oxidation state is equal to plus 2. And in case of F block elements or transition elements, the general oxidation state is equal to plus 3. These are all the important points that are related to the concept of oxidation states. And here oxidation state of an atom may be positive or negative, and the oxidation state of atom of an element may be as a whole number or in the fractions. And in free state, the oxidation state of atom of an element is equal to 0, and in combined state, the oxidation state of atom of an element may be positive or negative, and the maximum oxidation state shown by atom of an element is equal to group number. And elements with the general oxidation state 0 and valency 0 are noble gases. In case of representative elements from 1st A to 5th A, general oxidation state is equal to group number. In case of 6th, 7th and 0 groups, general oxidation state is equal to G minus 8. And for D block element, the general oxidation state is equal to plus 2. For F block elements, plus 3. Okay. Next, generally the oxidation states that are shown by atom of an element depends upon different factors. What are they? First one, ionization potential. How ionization potential influences the oxidation states? Elements with low IP values. Elements with low IP values are having tendency of losing electron easily. So, they exhibit the positive oxidation states. Elements with low IP values are having the tendency of losing electron easily. As a result of that, they have positive oxidation states. Example, metals. That may be S block elements or D block elements, whatever it may be. Metals are having tendency of losing electrons easily. Why? They have low IP values. As a result of that, they exhibit the positive oxidation states. And sodium exhibit the positive oxidation state +1, magnesium +2, aluminium +3, okay, iron +2 or +3, osmium +8, ruthenium +8, manganese +7. These are all examples to the metals with positive oxidation states. Second one, elements with high IP values. High IP values are having tendency of attracting electrons. Tendency of attracting electrons. They have negative oxidation states. Example, non-metals. And here fluorine exhibit only one oxidation state in the combined state -1, oxygen -2, sulfur -2, nitrogen -3, and here this is the way of influencing the oxidation states from the ionization potential. And the second one, electronegativity. How electronegativity influences the oxidation states. Elements with high electronegativity. The elements with high electronegativity gives negative oxidation states. Example, these are all examples for this. And elements with low electronegativity means they are electropositive. Such elements exhibit the positive oxidation states. Example, metals. So, here both the ionization potential and electronegativity means nothing but periodic properties that are influencing the oxidation state that are shown by atom of an element. And the third one is electronic configuration. Here, based on electronic configuration, we can evaluate the oxidation state that are shown by or that are given by atom of an element. How? Example. Let us consider chlorine. And its electronic configuration is neon 3s2 3p5. Neon 3s2 3p5. Here the distribution of electrons is this one. This is ground state configuration. In ground state configuration, there is only one unpaired electron. In ground state of chlorine atom, there is only one unpaired electron. Means what? Its combining capacity is equal to 1. Means the valency in the ground state is equal to 1. And here the number of unpaired electrons available is equal to 1. Therefore, chlorine exhibit either -1 or +1 in the ground state. For -1, example HCl. For +1, example ClF. Right? In the first excited state, 3s2, 3p4, 3d1. Distribution of electrons 2. Number of unpaired electrons available, first excited state. Number of unpaired electrons available 3. Here 1, here 3. Whatever it may be the atom, whatever it may be the atom in its excited state, in the first excited state of chlorine, 3 unpaired electrons are available. And whatever it may be the atom or for any atom of an element in excited state that gives only positive oxidation state. Of course, whatever it may be the electronegativity also. And in excited state that gives the positive oxidation state plus 3. Example ClF3. Right. And in the next excited state, the electronic configuration is 3s2, 3p3, 3d2. Means one more electron is transferred from 3p to 3d. Then the number of unpaired electrons available is equal to 5. Second excited state. The number of unpaired electrons available is equal to 5. And the oxidation state shown by the atom of an element is equal to plus 5. Example ClF, that means we can take IF5, best stable. I am thinking about the stability. IF5. And in the third excited state, the number of unpaired electrons available 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Therefore, the oxidation state shown by the chlorine atom in the third excited state is equal to 7. Therefore, that exhibit the oxidation state plus 7. Example Cl2O7. Cl2O7. This is about the oxidation state that are given by atom of an element in different excited states. But how can you identify these oxidation states based on electronic configuration? In ground state, the combining capacity is equal to 1, valency 1. In the first excited state, combining capacity is equal to 3, valency is equal to 3. And in the second excited state, combining capacity is equal to 5, oxidation state plus 5. In the third excited state, the number of unpaired electrons available 7. Therefore, valency or combining capacity is equal to 7 and oxidation state is plus 7. Means what? For the atom of the same element, the valency is not always constant. The valency may be changed from compound to compound. And in the same way, based on the electronic configuration, atom of the same element gives different oxidation states, exhibit different valencies. This is about the factors that are affecting oxidation states. First one, ionization potential. Second one, electronegativity. And third one here, electronic configuration. And now we have to go through some general statements. What are the general statements? Here, in case of first year group elements like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, etc., the general electronic configuration is NS1. Here these are all metals and they have high electropositivity, means they are highly electropositive. So they have tendency of losing electrons. So they exhibit the oxidation state +1. And next one, in case of secondary group elements like beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium, general electronic configuration NS2. Here secondary group elements are also metals. They are also electropositive, means they have tendency of losing electron. So they exhibit the general oxidation state +2. Next, in case of third year group elements, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium, here the general electronic configuration NS2 NP1. NP1. You have to think about the arrangement of the electrons in the ground state. 2 electrons, 1 electron, combining capacity 1. So in ground state, the oxidation state +1, and in the excited state, oxidation state is equal to +3. And this +3 is the general oxidation state. Next, in case of fourth year group elements carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead, electronic configuration NS2 NP2. In ground state, combining capacity is equal to 2. So general oxidation state +2. In the excited state, the oxidation state shown by fourth year group elements is +4. This is the general oxidation state. And in fifth year group elements, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth, general electronic configuration NS2 NP3. In ground state, they exhibit the oxidation state +3. In excited state, +5. And here this is the general oxidation state. General oxidation state. And in case of 60 group elements, what are they? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. General electronic configuration is NS2 NP4. In ground state, the oxidation state shown is either -2 or +2. And in the first excited state, the oxidation state shown is equal to +4. You have to think about the dependence of oxidation states on electronic configuration. I have given the example chlorine. In ground state, in 60 group elements, only 2 electrons are available, combining capacity 2. So they may exhibit either -2 or +2. Only oxygen generally exhibit -2. The remaining all are exhibit +2. And next one. In the second excited state, the oxidation state shown is +6. And in the same way, in 7th year group elements, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine, electronic configuration NS2 NP5. In the ground state, think about chlorine. Ground state, they exhibit the oxidation state either -1 or +1. In the first excited state, +3. In the second excited state, +5. In the third excited state, +7. And in case of 8th A group elements, nothing but 0 group elements, what are they? Here, neon, argon, krypton and xenon. Actually, helium is also there. But the general electronic configuration is NS2 NP6. The number of unpaired electrons available is equal to 0. So, the combining capacity is equal to 0. So, their valency is equal to 0 and the general oxidation state is equal to 0, but the maximum oxidation state shown is equal to +8, that is in xenon tetroxide. And same time I have mentioned one more thing. Calculation of oxidation states is clearly given by in the next chapters, stoichiometry. So you have no need to hurry. Simply this is about the oxidation state that are shown by representative elements and also 0 group elements, 7th, 8th year group elements or 18th group elements. What is the general oxidation state of first year group elements? +1. Second year group elements +2. Third year group elements +3. Fourth year group elements +4. Fifth year group elements +5. What is the general oxidation state of sixth year group element? This is different, -2. General oxidation state of 7th year group elements -1. General oxidation state of 8th year group elements 0. How can you calculate? G minus 8. Here the formula G minus 8. From first year to 5th year group elements, the general oxidation states are equal to their group numbers. But in case of 6th, 7th and 8th groups, the general oxidation state is equal to G minus 8. G means group number minus 8. General oxidation state is equal to G minus 8. Here G means group number. G means group number. That is about the oxidation state shown by S and P block elements. S and P block elements. But there is an important note. From 3rd year to 5th year, particularly in these three groups, from 3rd year to 5th year group elements, the stability of the lower oxidation states means +1, +2, +3. From 3rd year to 5th year group elements, the stability of +1, the stability of lower oxidation states gradually increases from top to bottom. The stability of lower oxidation states increases from top to bottom. Means what? Example, TL +1 is more stable than TL +3. Second example, Pb2 plus is more stable than Pb4 plus. Next one, Bi3 plus is more stable than Bi4 plus. This is about the order of stability. I am repeating once again. From 3rd year to 5th year group elements, the stability of the lower oxidation states gradually increases from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Example, TL +1 is more stable than +3. Pb2 plus is more stable than Pb4 plus. Bi3 plus is more stable than Bi plus 5, not 4, plus 5. What is the reason for that? That is a special concept known as inert pair effect. Inert pair effect. What is inert pair effect? How can you define? The reluctance of outermost s electrons means the reluctance of outermost s electrons to participate in the chemical bond formation is known as inert pair effect. That is clearly observed in the heavier elements like bismuth, lead and thallium. I am repeating once again. The reluctance means not interested. The reluctance of outermost s electrons to participate in the chemical bond formation in heavier elements particularly is known as inert pair effect. Here that inert pair effect is clearly observed in case of 3rd year to 5th year group elements. Okay. Here this word is already mentioned in the previous classes during the periodicity of atomic radius. What is that? lanthanide contraction is responsible for the inert pair effect, or inert pair effect is the consequence of lanthanide contraction. Here the lanthanide contraction is observed in this particular case also, means that contraction of atom of elements is observed in this particular case also, particularly in heavier elements. In heavier elements, actually lanthanides are heavier elements, and that is also observed in case of p block elements also. This is the one of the consequence of lanthanide contraction. Lanthanide contraction. This is about the oxidation state shown by p block elements and s block elements. And now, what about the oxidation states that are shown by d block elements? What about the oxidation states that are shown by d block elements? And now the general electronic configuration of d block elements is ns1 to n minus 1d 1 to 10. 1 to 10. And here from the electronic configuration it is clear that the general oxidation state of d block elements is equal to +2. The general oxidation state of d block elements is +2. That is due to loss of outermost s electrons. But here the d block elements or transition elements exhibit variable oxidation states. Why? Due to loss of n minus 1d electrons along with ns. Means what? Here the electrons are lost from both outermost s orbital and d orbital of the penultimate shell, n minus 1 orbit. Here both s and d orbitals are lost. As a result of that, here d block elements or transition elements exhibit variable oxidation states. They exhibit the oxidation states from +2 to +8. +2 to +8. And exceptionally, here the copper group elements and also chromium group elements exhibit the abnormal oxidation state +1. And next one. Once again, the d block elements are divided into 4 series based on their electronic configuration. What are they? 3D series, 4D series, 5D series and 6D series. Actually this is incomplete series. In 3D series, the maximum oxidation state shown by manganese, that is equal to +7. And in 4D series, the maximum oxidation state shown by ruthenium, that is +8. This is unstable. In 5D series, the maximum oxidation state shown by osmium, that is +8. This is stable. In 3D series, maximum oxidation state shown by manganese, that is +7. Example, potassium permanganate. And in 4D series, the maximum oxidation state shown by ruthenium, that is ruthenium tetroxide, that is unstable. And in 5D series, the maximum oxidation state shown by osmium, that is osmium tetroxide. This is one of the good oxidizing agent. This is one of the good oxidizing agent. And here copper group elements, what are they? Copper, silver, Rm +1. And what about the chromium group elements? Chromium, molybdenum, tungsten, they exhibit the oxidation state +1, abnormal oxidation state because of their abnormal electronic configuration only. This is about the oxidation state that are shown by d block elements. D block elements exhibit variable oxidation state. Why? Due to loss of n-1d electrons. Means what? The d orbitals in the penultimate shells along with the ns electrons. Here the electrons are lost from n-1d and also ns. As a result of that, they exhibit a number of oxidation states. Therefore, here D block elements or transition elements exhibit variable oxidation states. And now I will give the details also. Now once again you can observe how electronic configuration influences the oxidation states. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. Scandium 21, titanium 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Electronic configuration: argon 4s2 3d1, 3d2, 3d3. Here argon 4s1 3d5. And in the same way copper, argon 4s1 3d10. This is argon 4s2 3d10. Here manganese, argon 4s2 3d5. Next, iron 3d6, 3d7, 3d8. This is about the electronic configuration of the elements of 3D series, means from scandium to zinc, atomic numbers and electronic configurations. And here transition elements or D block elements exhibit the general oxidation state +2, that is due to loss of outermost s electrons. Here, by the loss of outermost s electrons, they exhibit the oxidation state +2, +2. Here +1. Here +1, +2, +2, +2, +2 and +2. And next one, along with the 4s electrons, the remaining 1 electron in 3D also lost, means 1 electron lost from 3D. Then the oxidation state shown by scandium 1 + 2, 3. 3 electrons are lost, +3. 2 electrons from 4s, 2 electrons from 3D. Then the oxidation state +4. 2 electrons from 4s, 1 electron from 3D. Then +3. 2 electrons from 4s, 1 electron from 3D. 2 electrons from 4s, 2 electrons from 3D, +4, +5. And next, chromium +1, and here +1, +2, +3, +4, +5 and +6. 1 electron lost, +1 oxidation state, 1 + 1 +2, 1 + 2 +3, 1 + 3 +4, 1 + 5 +6. Here, example for this is potassium dichromate or chromium peroxide. Example for this. And next one, example for this is vanadium pentoxide. And example for this is titanium dioxide. And next one, manganese +2 by the loss of 4s electrons. 2 electrons from 4s, 1 electron from 3D, +3, +4, +5, +6 and +7. Here example, potassium permanganate. The maximum oxidation state shown by 3D series elements is maximum manganese, that is +7, iron +3, +4, +5 and +6. But here only +2 and +3 are stable. The remaining all are unstable. They are kept in brackets. Cobalt, 2 electrons from 4s, 1 electron from 3d, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. Next, nickel, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. Copper, plus 1 and plus 2. Zinc only plus 2. This is about the variable oxidation states that are shown by d block elements or transition elements. That is clearly explained by using the electronic configuration. Abnormal oxidation states plus 1, that is due to loss of outermost s electron. General oxidation state plus 2, that is due to loss of outermost s electrons. And variable oxidation states, that is due to loss of n minus 1d electrons along with ns electrons. In 3D series, the maximum oxidation state shown by manganese, that is plus 7, example potassium permanganate. And in case of the oxidation state that are shown in brackets are unstable. Brackets are unstable. This is about the transition elements and their oxidation states, right? What about the oxidation states that are shown by F block elements? Here the general electronic configuration of F block elements is ns2, n minus 1d, 0 or 1, n minus 2f, 1 to 14. Due to loss of outermost s electrons and also n minus 1d electron, here the general oxidation state that is shown by F block elements is equal to plus 3. But due to loss of n minus 2 f electrons along with ns, they exhibit the variable oxidation states. Variable oxidation states. They exhibit the oxidation states from plus 3 to plus 6. This is about the oxidation states that are shown by F block elements and D block elements and P block elements and S block elements. This is about the oxidation states. But there is an important note. The oxidation state that are shown by atom of an element means what? Here atom gives in one condition plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, etc. In another case, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, etc. What is the reason for that? Here, the oxidation state that are given by atom of an element is also depending upon the nature of bonded atoms. How can you explain? Example, let us consider sulfur. Okay, when sulfur bonded with the hydrogen that exhibit the oxidation state minus 2. Example H2S. Same sulfur atom bonded with fluorine or oxygen, then that exhibit the oxidation state, plus 6. Same sulfur bonded with oxygen also. Okay, here we can compare fluorine. Same sulfur bonded with oxygen also. Then that exhibit the oxidation state plus 4. Sulfur is the atom of, that means sulfur is the atom of element. That is the individual atom. Here the atom of an element can give different oxidation states. That depends upon the type of the bonded atom. In the first case, sulfur bonded with hydrogen, second case oxygen, third case fluorine. And here minus 2 oxidation state, plus 4 oxidation state. Example, sulfur dioxide. Here, example, sulfur hexafluoride. Sulfur hexafluoride. What is the reason for that? Now we can make a statement, undoubtedly. Hydrogen electronegativity 2.1. Oxygen electronegativity 3.5. Fluorine electronegativity 4. Did you remember? I already have mentioned in the previous class, electronegativity. The most electronegative element in the periodic table is fluorine. As a result of that exhibit only one oxidation state in combined state, that is -1. That is -1. And here in molecular form or in the elemental state, its oxidation state may be 0, of course, in the elemental state. But in the combined state, fluorine exhibit only one oxidation state, that is -1. What is the reason for that? Exceptionally high electronegativity. Here, what is the electronegativity of sulfur? That is equal to 2.8. Now we can make a statement. When an atom of element bonded with less electronegative than that. Here electronegativity of sulfur 2.8, hydrogen 2.1 means what? Electronegativity of hydrogen is less than that of sulfur. So the statement, when atom of an element combined with less electronegative atom than that, then that exhibit negative oxidation states. Negative oxidation states. Then, next one, here in the second example, sulfur 2.8, oxygen 3.5, oxidation state +4. In the third example, sulfur 2.8, fluorine 4, then oxidation state +6. Means what? When atom of an element combined with high electronegative element than that, then that exhibit positive oxidation states. Positive oxidation states. I am repeating once again. When atom of an element combined with less electronegative than that, less electronegative atom than that, then that exhibit, then that means here sulfur, then that element exhibit the negative oxidation states. When an atom of an element combined with high electronegative atom than that, then the atom exhibit the positive oxidation states. Positive oxidation states. Based on the oxidation state shown by atom of an element, we can evaluate the nature also. How? Look at here. In H2S, sulfur exhibit the negative oxidation state. That is the lowest oxidation state. Lowest oxidation state. Now this compound acts as reducing agent only. When atom of an element exhibit its lowest oxidation state in a compound, then that acts as only reducing agent. When atom of an element exhibit lowest oxidation state in a compound, then that acts as reducing agent only. And next one. When atom of an element exhibit the highest oxidation state in its compound, then that compound acts as oxidizing agent only. Here another example, He2SO4. Sulfur exhibit the oxidation state +6. Here H2SO4 acts as only oxidizing agent. Why? That exhibit the maximum oxidation state of atom of an element. Right. Third statement. If the atom of an element exhibit intermediate oxidation state, means in between these two, lowest and highest. In such cases, the compound acts as both oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Both oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Means what? Here, sulfur dioxide acts as oxidizing agent and also reducing agent. This is the another important feature and important characteristic property of atoms of elements in combined states. This is about the concept of oxidation state and valency.